A chat with Glendora, a show for living right. A chat with Glendora makes your day so bright. Words of inspiration, jokes to make you smile. Come relax and chat with Glendora for a while.
Hey there, everybody. Oneness calls us o'er the tumult of life's wild and restless sea. Day by day, its sweet voice sounded, saying, "People, follow me." And how are you today? This is a chat with Glendora, and this is Soul to Soul. And our emphasis is, when all is said and done, the only thing that really mattered is how did you treat others. Did you go to a funeral yesterday? Did you see the person lying there in the casket? And did you see that in your mind's eye? When all is said and done, how did that person treat others? And does it apply to you?
No.
How about 50 great blessings about God? 1, rain. 2, crocus. 3, daffodils. 4, hyacinths. 5, tulips. 6, wisteria. 7, apple blossoms. 8, cherry blossom. 9, weeping cherry blossoms. 10, tulips. 11, did we say hyacinths? 12, water. 2 gases, hydrogen and liquid. Oxygen combine to form a liquid. Isn't that amazing? And do you know about sucrose? It's made out of thin air. There's something in plants called chlorophyll, and they trap all of the ingredients necessary to make glucose. Glucose is made of carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen. Where does the plant get the hydrogen? Out of the air? No, Glendora. Out of the water. Oh. Where does the plant get the oxygen and the hydrogen? Out of water. But where comes the carbon? From where comes the carbon? From the air. Carbon dioxide. And that's our first food. And glucose combines with fructose, fruit sugar, and makes sucrose, which is our ordinary table sugar. And that can go right into our veins, right into the capillaries. It doesn't have to be just digested. Isn't it wonderful? I think you lost count. That would be 20. Wisteria, not yet Glendora until May, but anyway, forsythia, a plant where the flower blossoms before the leaves do. Amy, take a pause, would you? 3,
It's on.
2,
It's on.
and why did the teddy bear not want to eat his breakfast? Why did the teddy bear not want to eat his breakfast? He was stuffed. Did you thank Mrs. Baxter for the lovely birthday party she gave the children? Well, no. I was standing in line with the other girls, and I was going to thank her. And the girl in front of me thanked her. And Mrs. Baxter said, don't mention it, so I didn't. A man said, I think that blondes are easier to get along with than redheads or brunettes. And his friend says, my wife has been all three, and I don't see any difference. Any more jokes, Amy?
Let me see. They say brunettes have sweeter dispositions than redheads.
I guess you were asleep when we just told that, huh?
Mrs. Morgan
Morgan was teaching the kids the alphabet. And she said, then children, what comes after T? And everybody said, V.
There's not much to see in a small town.
But what you hear makes up for it.
A woman filling out an application for credit hesitated a long time when she came to the space to give her age. Oh no, wait, we didn't. We're not going to do that one. Okay.
And the clerk said, the longer you wait, the worse it gets.
Eddie said if the Lord gives us our daily bread and Santa Claus brings the Christmas presents and the stork brings the babies.
What do we need Daddy for?
That's it.
Well, one more, please.
Okay. Joe says TV is a device that lets folks who haven't a thing to do watch people who can't do a thing.
That's right. TV is a device whereby people with nothing to do watch people who can't do anything. And you know where that puts you, Gondor. All right, let's take a rest, honey. The Apostle Paul said, I am persuaded that neither death nor life, nor angels or principalities, nor powers, nor creations that are, nor creations that are to be, and neither depth or height, nor any new creature, I am persuaded that nothing can keep us from the love of God through Jesus Christ. Let's continue our list. 40 great things about God. The eclipse, the moon, the sun, the earth, happening so precisely that it can be calculated centuries ahead. Precisely. Inventions, creativity. It's 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. The excitement, the kaleidoscope. You turn it just a little bit and it's a whole new picture. Beautiful to behold. Motion. Motion. the motion of the earth, of the sun, of the moon, of the galaxy, the Milky Way. Motion. Motion of stars. Motion of planets. Our motion when we walk down the street. Our motion when we take a bus. Our motion when we fly in an airplane at 500 miles an hour. Motion. Things get better and better. Every millennium is better than the last one. Every day is better than the last day. Why didn't you eat your breakfast this morning? I was stuffed. Food. Music. Notes. The octaves. How they sound good, and anything in between screeches at us. Rhyme. Thought. Poetry. The human voice. A musical instrument like a trumpet or a violin. A symphony orchestra of those instruments. And mathematical progressions. The electromagnetic spectrum, for instance. Red, and you change the frequency to make it higher. And you make the wavelength shorter, and you have orange. And you tighten up the wavelengths again, and you have yellow. Then green, then blue, and then violet. Then ultraviolet, then X-rays, and then gamma rays. The magnificent things that come out of those. 37. Time. 38. It goes in one direction. 39. Gravity. Oh boy. Be careful you do not offend gravity. Do not offend gravity. Okay. $39. Speech. 40. Thought. 40 great things about God. Take a break, Amy.
You.
Go ahead, Amy. Please.
Finished program number 14,333. Called Gordon Beaumont. He has received it. About Ruth and Gehrig in Philadelphia. Voicemail contacts. Called Wayne about expenses. Think folder 1. Think folder 4. Pat dropped off groceries. Amy explained to Glendora. Send out Dr. Katz. Happy Happenings, 5:56 p.m. Good deeds done. Sent out emails. Trust done. Glenn to the bathroom at 6:30 p.m.
Well, good. Amy, did I tell you that Lisa McGee called Julie and told her that the bathroom toilet wouldn't stop flushing? Kept flushing over and over again. And it was a recorder. We never heard from Julie. But within 10 minutes, Rick was here, Julie's handyman. And Rick and Lisa McGee agreed that what was wrong was that the toilet needed a new flapper. And so since they lined up the flapper, there hasn't been any noise to flush and reflush 69 times in 45 minutes. No, that's gone away. Thank you, Lisa McGee. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Rick. We have not heard from April Jacobs. She was due to leave South America yesterday morning, and go to Atlanta. Okay, pause there, everybody. We're continuing this program a couple of days later. It's April the 27th, the last Sunday in April. Isn't that sad? And because April was so pretty. And guess what? My friends Sandy Blakeman and Andrew Blakeman have pansies in their backyard already. Those beautifully colored yellow and purple pansies. And this is still program number 14,344, Amy?
No, it's 334, part B.
334, dear, part
yes,
B?
Yes.
Well, listen, folks, this camping party was hopelessly lost in the northern woods of Maine, and they wandered around for hours. And one of the campers got up enough courage to say, "You told us you were the best guide in the state of Maine." And he said, "Yeah, I am. But right now, I think we're in Canada." The teacher said, "Why weren't you in school yesterday?" to the little boy. And the little boy says, "My mother took me to the cemetery." Oh, the teacher said, "I'm sorry. Somebody did?" He says, "Yeah, they all were."
They all were.
The owner of the store said to his employee, You got a problem back there, Amy?
No.
The customer in this store is always right. That's a strict policy of this store. The customer is always right. Now, I heard you arguing with the customer. I never want to hear you argue with a customer again. Yes, sir. What were you arguing about? He said you were an idiot. Hey, Google, thank you. That's the pizza alarm, and the laundry alarm is behind that, Amy. Do you want to take care of the oven? Take the pizza out right now, dear? Is the camera off?
No, the camera's still on right now.
Okay, leave it on, honey.
Okay.
And the woman said, when I was in college, I had plenty of men at my feet and her husband's yes. They were all podiatrists. And a church had a Bible selling contest. And the man who sold the most Bibles stuttered. He stuttered severely. And the rest of the congregation said to him, "Well, what did you say to the people to get them to buy so many Bibles?" And the man says, Well, I just said, do you want to buy a Bible, or do you want me to read it to you? Happy Happenings. The The Holy Grail. Are you going for it, folks? What kind of a score did you get yesterday? Number 1, hear no evil. If you go to television programs and if you listen to the news, you're going to hear evil. And I will not do that. And you will see evil. Did you see evil? You get an A if it's excellent. You get a B if it's good. You get a C if it's fair. You get a D, passing, barely. And E is fun. So how about on the next one? See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. What's your score? What was your score yesterday? A, B, C, D, E, F? And think no evil. Oh, we're getting so much better at that. Pure thoughts. No negative thoughts, no second level thoughts, no trivial thoughts, no ugly thoughts. We're getting better at that. Can't you feel it? And doesn't it feel good? Pure thoughts. We don't give any time to evil. We don't give any life to evil. We don't give any energy to evil or any thought. These are our precious jewels: life, time, energy, and thought. And we're not going to give any of it to evil. What's your score on that? Kevin Marr, what's your score on that? Esther, what's your score? Don't get any time, life, energy, or thought to evil. Instead, and don't be like the little boy who woke up in the middle of the night thrashing and saying, monsters, monsters. And it was only his imagination. There were no monsters. And then the next thing, what is your score on this one? Care and share. Did people tell you about things that were on their mind that were not pleasant? Did you care and share with them and help alleviate them? And sympathy and empathy? Several bad things came to me yesterday. One was in Philadelphia, and other places far flung, but I'm not going to tell them to you. They're horrible, they're horrifying, but I'm not going to tell them to you. Speak no evil. And instead, you give all your time and life and energy and thought to helping others. Tell me, what did you do for the world yesterday? Are you thinking? Here's an example of it. Pamela sent Glennie a birthday card, and Amy says it's very pretty. Have I got it right side up, Amy?
Turn it to the left. Nope, the other way. There you go. Now it's right side up.
And can you tell me what it says?
That's the front, that's the envelope. It says, Pam Lavin, her address, and Miss Glendora Buell, your address. That's the back of the card. Turn it up. Nope, the other way. Right there. It says, make a wish, and it's got a bunch of candles on the front with little flames on the top.
Hey, Google. Thank you. That's the laundry alarm, Amy. And what's inside there? Pamela, thank you so much from Sanbornville, New Hampshire. She went to Pittsfield High School, and all her life, her young adult life, from 8 years on, she was a fan of the SS Glendora. She was one of the make-believe sailors on the SS Glendora. Amy, tell me what this great big one is.
That one, it says Glendora on the front. And it's got flowers on the front.
It's a handmade card?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. And it's from Sherry Kenny?
Yes.
In Situate, Massachusetts?
I think so. It's sideways, so turn it to the... There you go. Okay, on the inside it has two handmade tulips. It says, Happy 96th Birthday from Sherry.
Sherry Kenny. Her mother and daddy had a motel up near Fonda, New York. And it was 6 units. And to this day, this was way back in the 50s and the 40s. And no, it wouldn't be the 40s. And they would, Sherry has kept it going. How many minutes do we have left, Amy?
We got 2 minutes left.
So where were we? We were doing good deeds, and I hope he got a high score for that. And the next thing was love, happy, cheer, humor, and enthusiasm. Love, happy, cheer, humor, and enthusiasm. And remember, you're very good at this. You're adroit. You're able. You're proficient. Well skilled. Fully versed. And then comes, you do what your conscience says. Are you ready to do that, honey?
Yeah.
Do what your conscience says?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready not to do anything your conscience spurns? And that way you get rid of the guilt and you get rid of the fear because you haven't done anything wrong. And you get rid of the fear because you know the true nature of God. Love. God is good. Look for the love. Look for the love.